A black hole the size of a dime would weigh as much as the entire Earth. Crush this planet below 17.7 millimeters across, a hair under a US dime, and that's what you get. So what happens if one of those passes straight through Earth? It doesn't swallow the planet. It hardly eats at all. And it still finishes us in about a minute. Give it an ordinary speed for something crossing the galaxy, 200 kilometers a second, and it arrives dark, silent, and cold.
There's nothing to see, because nothing about it glows. It carries one Earth's worth of gravity, squeezed into a point you could hide under your thumb.
You'd get roughly 5 minutes of warning, and you'd waste them. Its pull adds 1% to your weight, while it's still 64,000 kilometers out. And at 200 kilometers a second, that gap closes in 320 seconds. A laboratory scale would catch it. Your body wouldn't. Then down starts to move. It holds Earth's mass, so its pull matches Earth's own gravity at Earth's own radius. The moment it sits closer to you than 6,371 kilometers, it beats the ground under your feet. The sea lifts off the seabed toward it. The air follows the sea. You follow too, sideways, toward a point in the sky. The crossing takes about a minute. Earth measures 12,742 kilometers through the middle. So at 200 kilometers a second, the hole spends 64 seconds between entering one side and leaving the other. It bores no tunnel and blasts no crater. Its horizon is smaller than a coin, so rock closes behind it as fast as it opens. The damage rides in the wake. Every part of the planet gets yanked toward the line the hole traveled, and how hard depends on how close you sat to that line. Rock 1,000 kilometers off the track picks up 4 kilometers per second. The far surface, the piece that gets off lightest, still picks up 630 meters per second. Then all of it converges on an empty line and slams into itself. Here's the twist. It hardly eats anything. At 200 kilometers a second, the hole captures only what strays within about 20 kilometers of its path, and even that generous limit comes to 1 part in 70,000 of Earth. It leaves the far side 1/10 of a micrometer wider than it arrived, thinner than a wavelength of red light. It never consumes the planet. It kicks the planet and keeps going. Add those kicks up, and the wake carries a few million times the energy of the asteroid that ended the dinosaurs. Earth's own gravity binds the planet with roughly 200 times more than that, so the ball holds together. It holds together glowing, out of round, with the oceans thrown off it, and the rock nearest the track running as liquid. The moon barely registers any of it. At 384,400 kilometers, it takes a nudge near 10 meters per second on an orbit that runs at 1,022. So it stays, circling a planet it wouldn't recognize. You can relax about this one. Nobody has ever caught a black hole that small, and the surveys that watch for an unseen mass bending the light of a star keep tightening the limit on how many can be drifting out there. Even in a galaxy stocked with them, Earth is a 12,742 kilometer target inside distances measured in light years. So it doesn't belong on your risk list. It belongs on the list of what physics allows. So here's the question for the comments. You get 5 minutes, 1% heavier, and no way to spend them. Would you want the alert, or would you rather nobody told you? And this visitor passes through in a minute. What happens when a rogue planet wanders into the solar system and stays is 1 click away.